As you guys have probably noticed, I don't work on too many miniature transistor radios, but I just had to restore this one. It's a Bulova Tempest from the early 1960s. Still has an old price tag of $40.95. This radio may have been made in the USA, I'm not 100% sure, although it didn't contain enough US components to be marked made in USA. It just doesn't say where it was made. It says made with the Bulova watch precision. And the inside says Flushing, New York, but Bulova themselves didn't actually build any of their radios as far as I know. I believe a company in Great Neck was building radios for them. I cannot remember the name of it, unfortunately. It's a model 870. Runs off of, or originally ran off of a 4-volt mercury battery. This is a modern replacement. Came with another radio that ran on the same battery, the Everready E133. Let me just make sure I put that in right. You see I wrote positive on there all over it because I had accidentally put it in backwards on another radio, and that's not good. So, yep. That old price tag reads $40.95. Not sure if that would have been the new price or if that was a secondary market price. Who knows when that price tag is from. This radio does not seem to have been used much, though. Or at least it was well taken care of. Although it is, or it was rather fairly dirty, so it did at least see probably a few years of use. It took replacing all the electrolytic capacitors to get it to sound right. Generally with these miniature radios they used very miniaturized capacitors that are right at their absolute maximum ratings, so they don't last that long. I gotta find what's generating RFI around here. It's been swamping out all my radios. At least anywhere near my computer. It's only really an issue in the lower part of the band. It has direct drive tuning, so it's a little tricky to tune in the higher stations. But the sensitivity is fairly good.
Actual reality that would Tamara Hood. His son Eric, 26, was Paul.
This dial has those nice little ridges for your fingernail there. Makes tuning a little bit easier. This is a very classy looking little radio. The original box was designed to be used as a cigarette container if you so chose. Here's the earphone. The earphone is marked Japan, but only a few early ones that I've seen have been marked USA. Companies were importing these from Japan pretty early on. You can see it's got a smaller than typical plug for for the earphone. Does still work though, I hear it. This radio was a little tricky to work on, you can probably imagine. Wasn't the worst in that regard, but it was a little tricky. And it's got this nice leather case. The radio does have some wear from being slipped in the case. Looks pretty good in there though. I can slide it back out easily. Oh, there's actually I don't know why more makers didn't do that. That makes it so much easier to remove the radio from the case. Having a little finger hole there. Anyway. Take the back cover off again. One more thing. To remove the chassis from the case, you gotta take out this screw and that one, then desolder these 3 wires here. Don't just pull on it. And I had to insulate the speaker terminals because it was shorting out on the tops of some of the components when you snap the cover on. You can see it's got a very miniaturized volume control, which is a little unusual for how early this set was made. Also gotta be careful where you put those wires too, because it's a real close fit. You can see that wire's a little squashed. Just moved it over. The set uses a center tapped 100 ohm speaker to avoid using an output transformer, because space was pretty precious in this thing. But I'd say they did a pretty good job with this one. So there you have it. The ultra miniature Bulova Tempest.